Quincy, Browns defense was really good, but it wasn't great on the road. How do you think they fix that?
Well, it's interesting, right? When you see those graphics, the Browns gave up 29.6 points a game on the road. They were the worst team in football on the road. And I don't know about you. I see that. I'm like, they definitely weren't the worst defense in the NFL. They were definitely not as good as they were at home, but they weren't the worst defense in the NFL. So you start doing some digging and you start to realize that some of these points aren't on the defense that are accounted with it, right? We have all 31 of those points versus Cincinnati that last game where the Browns basically just didn't play their starters. That was a road game. That's 31 points. You got 17 points straight up off a turnover in a road game versus Pittsburgh. You have 14 points in Baltimore. Remember the pick six at the beginning of the game and then the James Prochet muff punt, which led to 7 points the other direction. You had them 2 touchdowns in Houston when they pulled the starters. You had a game in LA where Joe Flacco threw a pick six or near pick six and then also took a safety. That's 9 points right there. And then you have a game in Denver where the Browns gave up 10 points off of turnovers after DTR went out for the game and PJ Walker came in there. And then obviously the 14 points off pick sixes against Houston. And you take those points out and the Browns are at like, 20.28 points a game, which would actually put them 7th best in the NFL. So the Browns weren't as good on the road as they were at home. Were they as bad as people make it out to be? I don't think so. What has to get different is that they have to be pass rush aggressive proof, right? I think they need 1 or 2 bodies in the inside that can rush the passer well. I think Maurice Hurst is definitely somebody who should come back. Shelby Harris is somebody who should come back. And you should look at a DJ Reader or another, like a Larry Ogunjobi would actually fit well here if he would want to come back. Somebody who can win one-on-ones, because that's when the Browns defense got exposed a little bit, right? When they were able to isolate Myles Garrett with like 2 or 3 blockers and then forced them into one-on-ones and the Browns couldn't win those one-on-ones. That's where you were allowed to kind of take advantage of the aggressiveness of the Cleveland Browns. And that's something that I think kind of hurt them in the short term for them.